Hi, everybody. Welcome in to the Campfire. This week, we are breaking down 5A Division II. It's got some pretty great teams in it. Let's see who they are in our film session presented by Cricket Wireless.
District 5 5A Division II, the 10-time state champion Aledo Bearcats reign supreme. Even though they took a loss at home for the first time in years, it was to Cedar Hill and not a district foe. The Bearcats graduated a lot of talent, but as usual, have more than enough big-time players returning to be heavy favorites for state title number 11. Braden Fowler Nikolowski returns behind center and might get to throw it more with DeMarco Roberts and JoJo Earl gone from the backfield. Bearcats will have another dominant offensive line, and Texas-bound safety Brian Allen should shore up a tough defense. The rest of the district should be very interesting. Mansfield Timberview went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs, including an impressive win over Ennis last year. This year, they will continue their solid running game and should be a playoff participant. Burleson is in year 2 under John Kitna, and they have changed the culture for sure. Expect the Elks to make the playoffs as well. The last playoff spot should be interesting. Last year, Arlington Seguin made it, but it had to immediately forfeit due to a COVID case. They bring back athlete Xavion Bryce, who they will rely on to fight for the postseason. Everman is always a threat to make the playoffs, but they will miss graduating tight end Juan Davis. We'll see what Coach Matlock has in store for the Bulldogs this year. Cleburne is the dark horse in this district. They graduated quarterback Gunnar Hammonds, but Coach Wolverine feels he has a good replacement in Landry Shields. Joshua has a new head coach in former Bowie head man Danny DeArmond, who will eventually get things turned around, but probably not this year.
The film session is presented by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Some really great teams in this district, and there are also some phenomenal players. Let's introduce you to a few of them from 5A Division II and our players on the rise.
At Aledo, the passing game usually isn't option 1, but when the Bearcats do throw this year, look for tight end Jason Llewellyn to be their main target. Last year, he caught 28 passes and scored 5 touchdowns. He's got a nice frame at 6'5" and 240 pounds, which also makes him a solid blocker in the run game. He shocked a lot of people by committing to Oklahoma over Texas to play his college ball. Arlington Seguin's Xavion Bryce is one of the best athletes in the district. You can find him all over the field on offense, as he played quarterback, running back, and wide receiver for the Cougars. He'll be a receiver at the next level. And last year, he caught 19 passes for 469 yards and 3 scores. Bryce is another 2-sport athlete as he excels at the long jump and triple jump. Xavion will be playing for Kansas after his high school years are done. On defense, Aledo safety Brian Allen Jr. is not one quarterbacks choose to throw at. Last year, he was the Texas 5A Defensive Player of the Year as he finished with 67 tackles and a couple of picks. The Bearcats put him at safety because of his acceleration, speed, and the way he can blow up plays with his excellent football instinct. Allen will play at Texas after his senior year and as of now projects as day 2 draft pick in the NFL. Mansfield Timberview's Landon Hullaby is another top-flight safety in the district. Hullaby is the last line of defense for the Wolves, and with his keen ball skills, helps get the ball back for the offense quickly. Although his older brother Jaden is at Texas, Landon chose to play his college ball at Oregon.
What great players on the field. And now we're going to talk to one of the men who helped shape them on the field, but also as men off of it as well, as we have our Media Day segment with Cleburne's head coach, Casey Walraven.
All right, it's Media Day time, and we're joined by Cleburne head coach Casey Walraven. Coach, talk a little bit about 5A Division II, especially last year. Y'all went the zone route. That had to be a different feel to it. This year, you're going all in a regular district play. But how did last year go for you playing the zone schedule and trying to get yourself into the playoffs that route, even though you guys ended up with 1-3, but you still had a solid above 500 year?
Yeah, it was, it was interesting. I don't know that anyone wants to do that again. I mean, it was definitely a lot of challenges with COVID, and it made us go into zone play, and that put us on a game against Everman for a playoff bid, and Everman played really well, and they earned that win and went on to the playoffs, locking that win up that night. But last year was a big senior group for us, but it was a big senior group for the majority of the district. It's a very, very good district. So many great coaches, so many great players. Timberview coming into it. Obviously Alito. Nothing needs to be said about them. They speak for themselves. But Timberview coming in was a big, talented program. Everman's talented every year. Burleson, Seguin definitely took a jump up last year, and they're full of athletes, and everyone's getting better. And this year I think there's a lot of holes to fill for a lot of teams, but it's every Friday night you've got to come with your best, or you're going to find yourself in a tough situation.
Appreciate you joining us, and let's hope you guys get to the playoffs, and I'd love to see you break that 23-year string as well.
We would too. We're battling to get it done.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Coach Walraven, thank you so much for your time. You can catch the entire Media Day segment with the interview with Coach Walraven on Thursday on all of our social media platforms. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Now we bring in the one, the only Professor Diggs for the district breakdown.
All right, it's district breakdown time, and we found my man Matt Diggs. It looks like he's chilling at home, and he's ready to talk 5-5A Division II. And we got a team in that district that wins state titles like I go to the grocery store in a week 10 times.
I know.
So talk about Alito and whether or not you think anybody is going to come after him this year in that district.
Alito is such a juggernaut. I mean, we're talking about the elite program in the DFW area when it comes to state championships. The elite program in the state. They got the 10. And these Alito players, they don't know how to lose. It's just something that is inbred into them from the day one. We win. We're Alito, we win. But just their offensive line is really good. Gunnar Allen is coming back. Maddox Epperson is coming back. I mean, these are players that give them that core base of athleticism and size. And Alito, they're going to have probably one or two transfers. This is what Alito does. It's not necessarily what people like to say they're on the dark web where they're knocking on people's doors. But if you can pick anywhere in the state to move to, why wouldn't you move to Alito? But again, we like the drama board. We like what's in the trenches, and I think Tier 2 is going to be really fun in this district because I think you got 5 teams competing for these last 3 playoff spots, and they're all super talented, and they all have something you can look at and go, I like that about them. But I have Burleson as my number 2 team because I really like what Kitna and Ozzy have done over there to create a better culture at Burleson. Not to say it was bad previously, but now they have this idea that they want to be like Alito. They want to have a winning formula in all of their sports and all of their programs, and they have invested the infrastructure to do that. I really like what Burleson is doing. Timberview graduates a lot. I think they've kind of dropped back a little bit. They'll have a couple of players. Mondre Hogg is a good fullback. Samir Dali, the tight end, is going to be a fantastic talent.
We will talk to you about 6-5A Division II next week.
Talk to you then.
Wizzy, Diggs, thank you so much. I mean, as y'all all know, I come from a household where my brother won a state title at Alito, so I'm excited to watch the Bearcats once again, but this whole district is going to be a good one. I'm Ashley Bullington, and thank you so much for watching the Campfire. We'll be back next week with more great action from around the districts in the Metroplex.